Becky here from Need to Know, and today I've got for you a super simple Greek-inspired gyros taco recipe and homemade tzatziki. All the ingredients you need are listed in the description box below. This recipe is made to serve 2 hungry people, but it can be easily doubled or tripled for bigger families. We're going to start by making the tzatziki for this recipe by taking half a cucumber and grating it into a small bowl. As I said, you can easily double this recipe if you wanted to make more tzatziki, but generally I find that half a cucumber is enough for this recipe. Once the cucumber is grated, all you need to do is add in half a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. This is our secret ingredient, and any good tzatziki should have some vinegar to help cut through the richness of the yogurt. Now we're going to add around a teaspoon of salt. This will help to draw all the moisture out of the cucumber, which is really important when making this tzatziki so that it can stay nice and thick and not go too runny. Give it a good mix and then just leave it on the side to marinate. Whilst the cucumber's doing its thing, I'm going to place 150 grams of Greek fat-free yogurt into another small bowl. I would always recommend using Greek yogurt as it tends to be much thicker compared to other yogurts. To that yogurt, I want you to add 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar. Please don't be afraid of adding this vinegar in. It really will be the difference between a good and an excellent tzatziki. Next, we're going to add around half a clove of garlic. You can obviously increase or decrease the amount of garlic depending on what your preferences are. I do like mine quite garlicky, and this tends to have quite a kick. Give that a good stir to mix it all in. Maybe don't spill it like I did, but get all that garlic mixed through. We're going to jump back to the cucumber now, as it should have had enough time to marinate. I've used a cheesecloth, but you can use kitchen towel, a clean tea towel, or even your hands to do the job. All I'm doing is wanting to squeeze as much liquid out of these cucumbers as I can. I think you'll actually be surprised how much comes out of it. And this is why it's a really vital step when making this tzatziki, so that it can stay nice and thick. Just some advice here, if you are using kitchen towel, I've used this in the past, and sometimes if I squeeze too hard, it's actually ended up bursting the towel. So make sure you use a few layers just so you can get that liquid out, or you might have to replace the towel after a while. Not going to do anything with that liquid, that can be thrown away now, but you are going to take the drained cucumber and add it into your garlic yogurt mix. Mix this around and give it a good stir, and that basically is your tzatziki. It is a really easy recipe that I use very regularly if I have leftover yogurt, or if I'm wanting a really nice dressing to go with lots of different meals. You can leave that tzatziki now, pop it in the fridge, and we're going to move on to the gyros taco. To make the gyros mixture, I just want you to take 500 grams of chicken mince, and we're going to add into it some spices. Now, I've used a gyros spice mix that I got when we went to Greece, but I'm just showing you that actually it's made of really simple, easy to get supermarket spices. It includes salt, pepper, oregano, paprika, parsley and cumin. If you haven't got a gyros spice mix to hand, I've popped the amount of each of those spices that you should use instead. Give that a good mix so that the spices run through the mince. Once it's all mixed through, all I want you to do is separate it into the number of wraps that you're using. As I'm using 8 mini wraps, I've separated it into 8 balls of chicken mince. This will make it much easier when it comes to making the gyros. All you need to do now is take your individual wraps, place 1 ball of the chicken mince on there and squash it on using the back end of a spoon. Make sure that it's nice and even, as this will help with the cooking process. You can imagine if there was one bit that was flatter than another, that would be cooked much quicker than the bit that was thicker. So just spend some time getting that nice and squished in. Repeat this step until all of your wraps have their chicken mince. We're now going to move on to the cooking part of this recipe. All you need to do is heat a frying pan to a medium heat and then place your wraps onto the frying pan mince side down. For the purpose of making this video, I've just done a single wrap to show you how to do it, but if you had a larger frying pan or even a griddle pan, you could do multiple at once. I tried to squish it down a little bit, again, just to help even the cooking process. You can check it if you want to, and I occasionally will flip it over to just heat the other side. If you did a good job of squishing it on in the first place, the mince isn't going to go anywhere, so don't be afraid of it falling off. Each individual wrap took about 4 minutes to make, so just repeat that step until all of them are cooked. And now it's time to assemble your gyros. So take your cooked wraps and then top it with our tzatziki. You can add as much or as little as you want. I've spreaded the tzatziki over at this point, but obviously you could choose to add it on afterwards as a dip if it was too strong for you. It's entirely your choice. This is just how I prefer to make it. Once that is done, you can just add in the rest of your taco ingredients. I've added cucumber, tomato and chips made in the air fryer. And that's it. That's my super simple gyros recipe. Just repeat the steps for the rest of your tacos. I think this taco holder was available at Amazon. But yeah, this is a really quick midweek meal. It's a really simple version of a gyros if you want to save a bit of time. Thank you for giving this a watch. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos of my super simple recipes, then please hit subscribe. Enjoy.